Hello everyone, it's Angela from the Chaotic Life of Planner. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome back if you've been around for a little while. So in today's video, we are going to be talking all things goal setting. So this is my MakseLife goal setting planner for 2023. I have taken some time to go through all of the getting started and the steps. I filled out my life compass, which you can see I clearly have a lot of work to do this year. I have done the assessment scoring, which of course is how you do the assessment, but I digress. I have went through my intentions. I have not completed my word of the year just yet, but we will do that in just a second. And then I have also went through and let's see. I didn't really do anything on this page yet, but I may do something there later. But I went ahead and wrote my goals on sticky notes just because I didn't want to write anything in my actual book until I was 100% sure. So let's just go through my intentions. So the first question is, what could I use more of in my life this year? And I wrote purpose, peace, and routine. What could I use less in my life this year? And I wrote wasted time and negative thoughts. I probably could have written like social media / cell phone time because a lot of times, like I used to, well, let me rephrase this. I am a knitter. However, I've been taking a very long sabbatical. So whenever we would go somewhere, like with my husband driving and me in the passenger seat, I would always have a knitting project with me. Or if I was waiting for the kids at an activity or whatever, I would always have a knitting project with me along for the ride. And I would get a lot done that way. But now I don't bring knitting with me because we have this little handy dandy thing right here, which I love cell phones, they're great, but I waste a lot of time on it, and I need less of that. The next question is, what characteristics would I like to nurture this year? So I have kindness, peacefulness, forgiveness, healing, and perseverance. 3 habits that I want to develop this year are consistent wake up, regular exercising, and I want a cleaning routine, similar to like the Clean Mama routine that she used, the routines, I guess I should say. This year I will be more patient, more consistent, and more outgoing. I will do less complaining, cursing, which I never used to curse, and now I curse. I digress. I need to work on that. And phone time. I will give myself grace for the mistakes that I'll make. I will let go of negative thinking about myself and others. I will embrace love, routines, kindness, peace, and future thinking. And my word for 2023 is going to be, I'm going to choose perseverance. But I really wanted to choose completion. However, I didn't really think, I was like, well, completion, I mean, that's not really like a word of the year. But the reason why I chose this word or combination of words is because I am great about setting goals, making plans. What I lack is follow through. And I really need to work on follow through when it comes to my goals for the year. So that is why I chose these things. These words, I guess I should say. Like my husband and I will have a conversation and I'll be like, okay, yes, this is what we're going to do. And then like afterwards, he'll be like, well, why didn't you do what we said we were going to do? And I'm like, well, because I lack follow through. So hopefully that will be helpful. These little goals right here are like these writing goal tips right here are really, really useful. If you have this planner, I would definitely suggest that you read through these pages because they are really, really profitable. And then we talk about annual goals, like your long-term vision, monthly goals, and weekly actions. These little word tips right here are very important when it comes to actually writing your goals. So I would definitely recommend looking over these. I'm going to go ahead and take my sticky notes off the planner pages. and I'm just going to set them aside. But basically what I'm going to be doing now is carrying that information over from the sticky notes onto my planner, and I will have to kind of like write at an angle like this, and I am sorry for that. So let me just go ahead and write these down, and I will speed it up, and then we will talk about it in just a minute. All right, for my personal goals, my focus is peace. So my first goal is going to be to manage expectations in all areas of my life. I'm probably not alone in this, but a lot of times, like when we'll plan something that we're going to do, like, whether it's a camping trip or an outing with all the kids who, all my kids are grown, but an outing like to Chicago or something like that. And then if there's like any arguing or bickering or what have you, I will oftentimes let it ruin the moment for me, and I really need to work on that. So I need to manage my expectations. I want to work on changing my mindset to more positive thinking, and let me see if I can find this account that you guys probably already know of her. Tessa Romero. I follow her on Instagram, but anyways, she is amazing when it comes to creating a positive mindset. So if you don't follow her, I would recommend that you follow her. And she is the one who's really got me thinking about a lot of these sorts of things. I want to make planning time a priority. When Mike is not home or when I am home versus out of town, I'm pretty good at it, but other times, I definitely let it fall to the wayside, and it's really important to me that I have these few minutes, to just make sure that I'm on track for everything that I want to accomplish. And to be honest with you, it's kind of my recharge time. So I want to make that a priority. And then this one, you guys kind of might laugh about this, but it's probably been, we were in Alaska. It was before we had even listed our Alaska house for sale, because I can remember doing some of the painting in the basement, and I had recommended this book to my husband before that, and he finished it before I did. So I want to read Atomic Habits. I've heard several times from my husband, well, if you'd read Atomic Habits, so I just need to suck it up and do it. And I don't mean that in a negative way, even though I know it kind of sounds like that, but it's for my own benefit. I definitely need to do that. So that's what I have for my personal goals. Now we are going to go on to fun and recreation. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write them down, speed it up while I'm writing, and then I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about them when I am done. Okay, so fun and recreation. I don't really have like a focus word. I didn't think about one, but I guess I could write together time. So one thing that I want to mention, you're going to see where I'm coming from when I tell you my first goal, is some of our goals can be written in multiple different like focus areas. And this first goal is one of them. I want to continue learning to can and preserve our food. So this was kind of something that I started last summer, but it was kind of on a whim. Like we didn't plan for that. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know is I'm buying boxes and boxes of tomatoes from area farmers and green beans and bushels of corn and just all the things. And I'm canning everything. Now I had some canning experience from when we lived in Alaska, but not to the extent of what I did last summer, and I loved it, and my family loved it. And this is one of those goals that could be written in other areas, but I wrote it in fun and recreation because it is so fun to me. So this is one of my goals. My next one is Mike and I are planning to take a 6-week RV trip sometime this fall. We're supposed to kind of nail down some dates while he is home currently. And then he has a list of places that he wants to see on the East Coast, and then I will probably add a few to that as well. Another goal is more game nights / bonfire / movie nights, etc. with the kids and without the kids. And we used to do this sort of thing all the time, but then we kind of got away from it. And I want to get back to like the simplicity of these types of things. Another goal is Turkey Run is a state park in Indiana that has some beautiful hiking trails, and I have went there and done some hiking with the girls and whatnot, but I haven't done any of it with Mike, so I want to do some of the Turkey Run trails with Mike. And then I want to go to an NFL game. We have done a lot of hockey games. We've actually done, let's see, we've done Major League Baseball, we've done NBA, we've done, obviously, NHL, but we've never went to an NFL game. So that is something that I would like to do. We have multiple NFL teams, like, not that far from us. So, I mean, we could do the Bears, we could do the Detroit Lions, we could do the Indianapolis Colts. None of them are very far at all of a drive, so there is no reason why we cannot do that. All right, now we're into work and learning. So my work and learning annual goals. First off, my focus word is hustle. That's self-explanatory. I would like to make $500 a month from The Chaotic Life. Now that doesn't mean like just YouTube and my planning, social media and whatnot. I also have TCL Designs, which is where I sell a lot of my handmade items, like things like this. I'm pretty sure I've shown you guys some of these sorts of things before. So anyways, there's a variety of things that I can make. I have a lot more, obviously, but I'm not going to show them all to you right now. However, between selling my makes and all of my planning, YouTube and stuff, you know, that sort of thing, I would like to get to where I'm bringing in $500 a month. That's not like a ton of money, but it is enough money where I would feel like I was contributing, and it would help me to have a little bit of purpose, if that makes sense, which is one of my other goals. I would like to have some consistent growth. YouTube, I would like to reach 2,000 subscribers. I'm almost at 1,200 right now, so we'll see. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, but I'm going to try my best. Instagram, I'd like to reach 2,500 followers, which I do believe that could happen. I would like to open a Shopify website or the like. I'm not doing Etsy, I know that for sure. Probably Shopify, but we'll see. And I would also like to have tables at 2 craft shows this year. I would like to create 2 sellable items per week. And I would like to take 2, I call them developmental classes, but I'm not sure that that's the right term for them. I just couldn't think of what I was actually looking for. Like, I would like to take a class on like keyword search and searches and stuff like that. So there is that. The next group we're in now is family and relationships. Okay, so my focus word for family and relationships is sacrifice. My first goal is to make my marriage a priority. You know, I've been raising all these kids for, you know, the last nearly 29 years now. And sometimes when that's happening, we don't make our marriage as much of a priority as we should because, y'all, we are tired. However, making my marriage a priority definitely needs to happen. I'd like to give less advice to my kids, which you guys are probably laughing at that one because it does sound kind of silly. However, I am a fixer. I like to fix things for them. And, you know, like I've said, that my kids are grown now, even though some of them live at home. The youngest is going to be 19 in March, and I have a 21-year-old that lives here, and I also have a 24-year-old that lives here, and they do not want their mama's advice. So I need to work on that because, remember, I'm trying to cultivate peace. And then I'd like to spend some time with my mom at like retreats. So we do have one retreat scheduled, I think the first weekend in June, and ideally I'd like to find another one or at least plan some type of getaway that her and I can go on together. So we will see how that happens. Or how that works out, I guess I should say. So let's flip over to the next section. All right, we're in health and wellness. My focus word is perseverance, so I'm going to go ahead and write out my goals, and then we'll talk about them. All right, my health and wellness goals. I would like to increase my water intake to about 64 ounces most days. Now, I do realize it's probably not enough, but we have to start somewhere, and this is a pretty realistic, attainable goal for me. I want to exercise at least 3 times per week, which I'm not going to lie, this is going to be the beast right here. I want to research and start eating an anti-inflammatory diet. I recently had a diagnosis of psoriasis, which I was not really expecting. And one of the ways that psoriasis can affect us is like they call it like arthritic psoriasis or whatever. And I'm not sure if I have that or not. I do have some signs of it, but we have not got a diagnosis for the arthritic portion of it yet. However, an anti-inflammatory diet will definitely help. I need to catch up on all my doctor appointments. We've lived in Northwest Indiana for 2 years in February, and I've not been to the doctor one time. I did go to like a minute clinic for like an illness one time, but as far as going to a doctor for any issues that I might be having or just for general checkup, I haven't done, so I need to do that. And I need to go to the dentist, and I'm not even going to tell you how long it's been since I've done that. All right, my spiritual and personal growth section, my focus is mindset. I'm going to write out my goals, and then we'll talk about them. All right, my spiritual and personal growth. I would like to join a small group at our church. Our church is not huge, but it's not small either. But it does have multi services. I think there are 3 different services, and it's really hard to meet people. We've been going to this church the entire time that we've lived here, and I still don't really. Maybe I know a couple people, but that's it. So anyways, yeah, I'd like to join a small group. I would like to finish the Bible in 2023. In 2022, I started listening to a Bible reading program, and I didn't finish it. So I would like to finish it this year. Well, I'm not actually doing the same one because I just didn't. I chose a different one this time. So this is just reading the Bible through in a year. I would like to develop the habit of gratitude. Happy people are grateful people. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but that's something that has stuck with me. So gratitude is something that I want to get into the habit of practicing. If you watched my 2023 planner stack, you'll see that I did come up with a way to document that in my planners. And then, I talked about how maybe some of our goals can run into other sections is what I'm trying to say. Words are hard, I guess. So this one is I want to develop the mindset of thinking I get to rather than I have to. I get to make dinner for my family every night. I get to do the laundry for my family. I get to clean this big, beautiful house. All of those sorts of things. So that is what I want to work on for spiritual and personal growth. I'm sure there'll probably be a couple of other ones that I will add as we go along. And, like I said, some of these that I had written over here, change my mindset to positive thinking, I could have written over here too. So some of them just overlap. All right, financial. Consistency is my focus. I'm going to fold my planner in half this time. All right, the first thing I want to do is I want to fund our emergency fund with $2,000. I know Dave Ramsey says $1,000, but to be honest with you, I do not feel that that is enough. And this is obviously when we're working on paying off debt. He says $1,000. So I want to fund it with at least $2,000. I want to keep our budget planner up to date. Involve my husband in our finances, which I should mention that he has wanted to be involved in our finances for many, many, many years. If you would listen to him, he would tell you for decades. But unfortunately for him, he has a wife who likes to do things on her own, and she has not involved him. So that is something that I'm going to do this year. I would like to pay off at least $10,000 in debt, and I would like to fund our high priority sinking funds. These would be like Christmas, and then what I'm calling our big trip, which is our 6-week camping trip that we're going to take in the fall, that sort of thing. So that is it for financial goals. And then now we are on to our physical environment. And my focus word is routine. So I probably have a few too many physical environment goals, but they're not really that significant. So I want to make a safe haven for all of us. And what I mean by that is I just want everybody to be able to feel free to let their hair down and be who they really are and not have to worry about, you know, snarky comments, all of that sort of thing. Sometimes when you have adult children who are still all living under one roof, it can get a little chaotic. So we'll just leave that there. I want to develop the Clean Mama cleaning routines. I want to do shiplap in my laundry room. We've had the shiplap for a long time. I just need to actually make the time to make it happen. I want to paint the guest bathroom and paint the upstairs bathroom. I want to paint my island. I want to expand our garden and plant grass in the backyard. We have like one section of our backyard that is nice and grassy, and then one section that is not, because we had to clear a lot of trees and whatnot out of there. So I haven't worked on my vision board yet. I will do that. And now I did not set any January goals. And that is just because, like, today is, let's see, January 21st, and I didn't get my planner until after the start of the new year. So, and then I went to Florida, so I was just a little bit behind. I guess they should not say behind, because it's just how it was supposed to be. All right, so I thought that we could just go through these weekly actions that I set. Today is Saturday evening, so I thought we could kind of go through them and see what I still need to do. So some of them I already know are not going to happen until tomorrow, which is Sunday, and I'll talk to you guys about that when we get there. So that is totally fine. So track water intake times 7. So I did that in my daily planner. I'm not quite up to the 64 ounces every day. This is today, actually. I'm working on the 6th bottle right now. So that did happen. Obviously, we're not to Sunday yet, so I haven't been able to track that water. So I'm going to go ahead and mark off 6 of these, but I do believe that'll happen. I have started my Bible in a Year program. I have done my journaling, and I've done my gratitude. I've done daily budget check-ins. Not so much this one. We had one, it was a copay for a medication that I thought was going to be a certain amount. I think it was supposed to be $80, and it ended up only being $5. So we did spend that money in other areas. But I guess it's fine, because technically we're still on budget. We just chose to spend it in a different way. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. We did have a date night. I did not send a card to Liberty yet. This will be the 3rd YouTube video for the week. So we're going to do that one. I moved the puppies. I have not deep cleaned my master bedroom. I've done about half of it, but I haven't finished the other half. And I have not put Christmas away yet, which that will happen tomorrow. We were planning to do that tomorrow, because I'm sure the guys are going to be watching football or whatnot after we are done with church. So anyways, it probably would have been a little bit helpful for me to set the monthly goals, but I didn't do that for this month. But I will definitely be doing that for February when we get there. All right, so my reason for sharing my goals with you is kind of twofold. One is accountability. I need accountability, and hopefully by me sharing them, it will help me to stay accountable to you guys, and you guys can hold me accountable. And then the other reason is I think it's really helpful, like when we're sitting down to set our goals and intentions, sometimes it's really hard to come up with things. And I had watched several YouTube videos of people who were setting their goals, and it just helped me get in the goal setting mindset per se. So that was helpful to me. One of the other ones I wanted to write, and I made a note of it in my phone, and then I forgot to put it over here. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in personal, is I want to break up with this snooze button. I don't necessarily want to be part of the 5 a.m. club, but I need to be probably part of the 6:30 to 7 a.m. club, probably 6:30. And I am terrible when it comes to hitting snooze. I did hear an idea from a Plan with Lakin video that I was watching today, and she said it was a couple years ago when she broke up with the snooze button, and how she did that was she put her alarm clock, or in my case it would be my phone because that's what I use for an alarm clock, in a different room. So she actually had to get out of bed to turn her phone off. So that might be something that I can try. I don't know that I would really get to do that when Mike is home because it would wake him up, but I definitely can try that for the couple of weeks that he is at work and see how that works and just see if it's helpful or not. And then another thing that, another quote that I heard from Plan with Lakin was, she said, "Consistency leads to momentum. Momentum leads to progress." So I'm going to leave you guys with that today. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you guys. You are what Beautifully Me and you would call the real one. If you are new here, please do hit that red subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.